is lovely to see you both, especially having just watched you so intensively in this show and loving every second of it.
How intensively are we talking? When did you watch?
I've been watching it full on. I've got like 20 minutes left of the last episode, so I will devour that afterwards. You both respectively have a lot of sex scenes. We won't say who with, because that may be a spoiler, but you both respectively have a lot of them. Reggae, are they awkward to begin with and then just got normal and funny, or how was all that? Does it, because there are so many, does it just kind of be like, right, another one, here we go?
You do get used to it, but I don't think it was that awkward to begin with. We were lucky enough to have a lot of preparation. We guided through with an intimacy coordinator, and so the scenes are just scenes. They're scripted like everything else. If the script is words or if the script is physical, you have a plan, you got a game plan, you know what you're getting through. And that opens up more possibilities as an actor. It's not restricted. If anything, it makes life a lot easier because it's no longer awkward because you know what you're doing. You know, and so we just got on set and did the job and talked to each other and moved scenes forward and changed the other character and noticed the changes in yourself, like all the acting stuff. Just sometimes you got more clothes on, sometimes you got less.
That's very true. When you're watching as a viewer, you're always like, oh, I wonder how, you know, what it's like, but
oh yeah, and that's the magic trick.
That's the magic. How does it feel having some of the juiciest scenes in this entire series? Like, I started watching it, I was like, oh, hello. You must have got this script and been like, okay, there's a lot going on here.
The first two things I thought were, you know, he loves his family and he's well-intentioned, but my gosh, does he mess it up for himself and other people? And also that he just, how does he sleep? He seems to be worried about absolutely everything. So yeah, the idea of male mental health, I thought it was my sort of on a post-it, just thinking about poor Anthony.
The thing is, this is a super racy show. This is based on romance novels, and the sex is a big part of the books, as it is a big part of the show. So I always tell people, like, you know, sit down and watch it with the family, but warn your granny beforehand, or apply her with Baileys to make her, you know, chilled out enough to not mind.
Do you mind watching it with your friends? Because obviously there are a lot of sex scenes and stuff in there, and like with older members of the family, would that scare the life out of you?
I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, the mutton chops and the hair mean that, you know, it indicates that, you know, it's not me. But you know, I do think of my nana who has read as many of the books as she possibly can, and she did say it's a bit racy. And I have told her that I think you see my bottom before you see my face. I think that's just so that she knows when to pay attention. But yeah, I think once episode 1's out of the way, I think you're all right.
I'm sure she saw your bottom when you were younger, so it's not going to be anything new to her.
That's true.
My mum just got the book and I'm turning my phone off. I don't even want to be involved in that conversation.
I don't know. I think it's just it's kind of a show for everyone. I think maybe not young children, but it's definitely a show for everyone in a way, almost everyone. And so I think my family will love it and sort of have loved it. So yeah, I also think they can separate me from Daphne, hopefully, because it would be a bit awkward to watch it together. I think we'd probably watch like the first episode and then just, you know.
Yeah, that sounds.
Honestly, I think the most horrifying thing is when your parents aren't horrified. Like, you're sitting there and you're like, oh, careful, it's going to get to see me. And they're just like, yes, do you think you invented this? And you're like, oh no, that's even worse.
It's true.
So true. Obviously, everyone wants to know who Lady Whistledown is in here. I think none more so probably than your two characters. Claudia, are you a good little investigator? If you had to, you know, investigate something like that yourself, would you be good at working this kind of thing out?
No. I can safely say no. I don't pick up on much. I'm not incredibly astute, and I think I miss a lot of signals. So I don't think I'd be nowhere near as sort of like determined as Eloise is to find, but Eloise is sort of in adoration of Lady Whistledown. Like, Eloise kind of wants to be Lady Whistledown. I bet she wishes she was like, I want it to be me, you know? So I think her sort of search is not only trying to uncover this incredible writer, but also this sort of thirst for something she wants in her own life. So I think it's really driven from this desire that actually she wants to be this independent, successful, you know, woman of her own autonomy, you know. So I think it's sort of driven by that, but I don't think I'd be as good.
Oh, see, I thought everyone has those friends who's good at like finding stuff out. What about you, Nicola? Are you good? Like, you know, if you're dating someone, like you always have a friend who's really good at finding stuff out.
Oh, I remember, well, it's funny, I used to live in Birmingham and I went to drama school. I remember there was a guy in a pub that we thought was really cute. And I was like, give me an hour. And I didn't know who he was. And I found him on Facebook within the hour. So maybe I would be good at finding out who Whistledown is. Maybe I'm the one.
There you go. She's good.